Honourable Nathan Guy.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Happy New Year to you and to all of the Parliament. Welcome back for an exciting 2015. I look forward to debating some of the issues that the member just resuming his seat has talked about with the business growth agenda from the Green Party. But importantly, this is about confirming the Prime Minister's statement that was read to the House yesterday. And when we look back, we've just come through a very successful election on September the 20th. Successful for us in the National Party, not so good looking across the House for the Labor Party. Their worst result, I think it was since 1922, worst result for 92 years. And of course the best result for the National Party since 1951. And we look forward to providing a very strong and stable government for the next three-year term under the Prime Minister's leadership, the Right Honourable John Key, who started the year extremely well. We are excited about Treasury's forecasts of economic growth of around 3% for the next 3 years. Of course, across the other side of the House, they don't like hearing that in the last 12 months, 80,000 jobs were created. We have positive net migration, inflation low, interest rates pretty stable, ACC reductions for the average car registration of around $135 coming. Of course, low fuel prices giving every family in New Zealand a lot of confidence. And of course, we are expected to be one of the first countries in the OECD to achieve surplus since the global financial crisis, which is fantastic. And I need to acknowledge the leadership of our Finance Minister, Bill English. It's been a great start to the year. I was with the Prime Minister at Waitangi. A fantastic speech on the Lower Marae, well received. And just prior to that, I was with Minister Flavel and Minister Joyce where we released the Northland Economic Study. And I know the Green Party member, Mr Clennon, was talking a little bit about that previously. He was talking about the things in that study that the Green Party agreed with, but they don't agree with providing roads so that we can get our goods to the ports and to the airports. And of course the Greens don't agree with any offshore drilling and job creation. Importantly, this report, and it's well worth having a look at, it talked about the potential of the Northland economy, a region that offers so much potential in agribusiness, a region that offers potential for Māori agribusiness, 116,000 hectares of land owned by Māori in there, offering a huge amount of potential. Dairy capability, a huge, important industry for Northland, one of the leading lights there with more potential. If we can move the average dairy farmer up into the top 25%, that's worth $50 million in Northland. An opportunity for more technology transfer in the dairy industry, working closely with Dairy NZ. In forestry, opportunities up there as well, Mr Speaker. Exciting ones at Ngāwhā, where there's opportunity for geothermal power and potentially a new mill, creating, they believe, an extra 450 jobs. A focus on skills as well. That's going to be important in the primary industries in this term of government. It's hugely important in Northland. We've got to attract the youngest and brightest into our primary industries. Opportunities with kingfish in Northland as well. A study being done with NIWA at Bream Bay, requiring some capital but an opportunity to grow more kingfish, particularly onshore aquaculture opportunities. Opportunities pretty topical at the moment in water storage in Northland and actually up and down the country as well, and MPI will be working closely with the Regional Council exploring some greater opportunities for Northland, who came through pretty severe droughts in the last couple of summers. Also opportunities to develop Manuka honey at about $35 a kilo. Extra tonnage there means more money for the Northland regional economy and importantly more jobs. And we shouldn't forget horticulture in Northland because they are the best producer of kumara. In fact, they produce all the kumara for New Zealand. They produce about a third of the avocado crop, and about a quarter of the citrus crop comes from Northland. So this study is well worth picking up for any candidates that have an aspiration of standing in the Northland by-election. They should make sure that they read this study, and they should get on board and support MB and MPI and the regional leaders to deliver greater prosperity for the Northland economy. But importantly, part of ensuring that we support the regional economy is the Primary Growth Partnership. Now, Mr. Speaker, we had the Office of the Auditor General release their report today, and this is a review that covered the last 14 or 15 months, a 40-page report, 3 light recommendations. MPI agree with those recommendations and will make those necessary adjustments. They are more easy to follow trail of how criteria is applied for each program. Ensure that work already underway on tracking and evaluation of long-term outcomes continues, and an easy-to-understand format to publicly report progress and achievements of the Primary Growth Partnership. There is no shortage of public reporting with Primary Growth Partnership already. There is a detailed website. There are quarterly reports, there are financial reviews, there are regular newsletters, there are annual expos. Even at the National Field Days at Mystery Creek last year, the then leader of the Labor Party, David Cunliffe, came onto the MPI site. They had an audio-visual running of the Primary Growth Partnership programs. There on the screen was the precision seafood harvest, a fantastic net design that is allowing fish to be caught alive, sustainability and economic considerations to the fore, allowing the fishing industry to export fish alive. David Cunliffe came onto the MPI site and said this is a fantastic program. I hope that now that this audit is out of the way, the Labor Party get on board and support the Primary Growth Partnership, support the investment that is being made in research and development in the primary industries. But we will wait to see if that occurs or not. Primary Growth Partnership delivering and will continue to deliver. And NZIER did a review and a report on PGP last year and confirmed there is potential of $6.4 billion a year by 2025. That could stretch to $11.1 billion as well. And if you break that down, because politicians like us love talking in big numbers, so let's break that down for those that might be interested. That's $270 a hectare for the average hill country farmer, $600 per cow, $370 per tonne for the seafood exporters, and $190 per hectare for forestry. Importantly, Mr. Speaker, we're coming through what has been a very dry period, particularly for the east coast of the South Island, Otago, North Otago, through Canterbury and Marlborough. And that just goes to show the importance of water storage projects. Across the House, the Greens aren't too sure about water storage projects. They aren't too sure about irrigation. And the Labor Party would prefer to have a tax on water. So on the other side of the House, they don't care about that we only store 2% of the rain that falls in this country. They don't care about managing our streams more efficiently, and that is, of course, good for the environment. We know that there's a huge amount of upside from water storage projects in this country, and everyone feels for our farmers right now that are going through a bit of a tough time. But more water storage projects have to be encouraged, and I'll be working hard with my officials to ensure that we can deliver more in this space. Also, the Prime Minister in his statement outlined the importance of infrastructure, roads of national significance, delivering for many regions up and down the country. In my local electorate, making a huge difference, the Kapiti Expressway, providing 400 to 500 jobs, a $630 million project that's going to mean that we can get our exporters' produce into the port and into the airport and into those very important export markets. I endorse the Prime Minister's statement. I look forward to the work program. It's going to be hugely exciting for 2015 and beyond.
Excellent speech. Well done.